color where? In the Nicobar Islands. First part is on Andaman Islands. Okay, you can see inside the Andaman Islands. North Andaman is located where? In the Andaman Islands or Nicobar Islands? It is on Andaman Islands. Okay, non-Kauri is located. Where is non-Kauri located? It is on Nicobar Island. Yes. Where is Katsal located?
Nicobar Island.
Yes. Where is Port Blair located?
Andaman Island.
Okay. In this way, you see the location of the place. Okay. Which place located where? And the story is related to this kind of places. Some places of this. And while you get the place, you may understand this is located on Andaman or this is located on Nicobar. Okay. Then I'm going through the lesson. All of you see properly. Now read the sentences below. Rewrite the incorrect ones after correcting mistakes. Katsal is an island. Here you see Katsal is an island. Is Katsal is an island? You can see.
Yes,
You can see here. Katsal is an island.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Then it is a part of Andaman group of islands.
No, ma'am.
Nikumbar.
No. Yes, you have to correct it. Okay. Next, Nalbari is an island in the Nicobar group.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Katsal and Nonkauri are more than 100 miles apart. Here a scale of map is given. You can see Katsal and Nonkauri are more than 100 miles apart. You see the place Katsal and Nonkauri. Can it be? It is so near.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, next. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are to the west of India. Think. You think the map of India? To the west of India. Yes, it is to the west of India. That means southwestern part. Andaman and Nicobar Island located to the southern part of our India or northern part of our India or eastern part of our India or western part of our India. Where it is. All of you do one thing. All of you see the map of India. Then you decide it is to the west, to the east, the north, or to the south. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
The Nicobar Islands are to the north of the Andaman Islands. You see the Nicobar Islands are to the north of the Andaman Islands. This one also you have to decide looking your map. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
These two questions following back, all of you find out and tell. So your homework is to do the answer of these 6 questions today. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Next you see,
ma'am.
tsunami is a game. Now I'm going to start the topic. A tsunami is a very large and powerful wave caused by earthquakes under the sea. So tsunami, do you listen about tsunami?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you listen?
Yes, ma'am.
Tsunami where the huge waves of the sea occurred, no? Waves created due to earthquake. You see, on 26 December 2004, a tsunami hit.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Ma'am,
Yes,
I cannot get it.
ma'am.
Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Then you see, on 26 December 2004, a tsunami hit Thailand and parts of India such as Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And the and the Tamil Nadu coast. Here are some stories of courage and survival. So throughout the story, we shall learn about the brave wave of a tsunami, very powerful wave of tsunami that hit different parts of our India. Did animals sense that a tsunami was coming? Some stories suggest that they did. Here, did animal understand that a tsunami is coming or an earthquake is coming? So you may understand on reading the lesson. While we read the lesson, you may able to understand that did the animal survive from this kind of natural disaster. These stories are all from the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. Archipelago means a group of many islands and the surrounding sea. So first story you see, Ignatius was the manager of a cooperative society in Katsal. So who was Ignatius? He was the manager of a cooperative society in Katsal. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. because she felt an earthquake. So on that morning, what happened? His wife felt earthquake and he was woke up by his wife. Ignatius carefully took his television set off its table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. No, whatever Ignatius do, he just put his television set down and then on the ground that it may not fall and break. Then the family rushed out of the house. They rushed out of their house, go out of their house. Do you understand the story of Ignatius?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened to the Ignatius house? Okay, when the tremors stopped,
Ma'am.
they saw
Ma'am,
the
your voice is
stabilized.
not clear.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, please.
Tell
Ma'am,
me.
I not understand properly.
Not understand properly.
Yes, ma'am.
Now can you
Ma'am,
hear
your
me?
voice.
So
Yes, ma'am.
my voice it is all okay. What is the problem? You increase your voice sound. Then I think you may listen. Now any problem?
No, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the manager of a
Ma'am.
cooperative society in Katsal.
Ma'am,
So
Ma'am,
this
not
works
properly.
as a
Ma'am, not
manager.
properly.
ma'am, I cannot hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, not properly. Yes, ma'am.
Today I think network is disturbing. You
Ma'am,
check your
I don't
network.
understand.
Ma'am, I have full
Your
network.
network is
Yes,
very
ma'am.
slow.
Very slow. Ma'am, please check your network.
My network is okay.
No, ma'am.
Full network is going on.
Ma'am, I also.
Somehow some problem I think. Now can you listen?
Ma'am, not properly.
Your network is so poor. Full network is there. Your voice is also not coming to me clearly. Some broken down. We are there. So, to listen. Use
No,
a
ma'am.
headphone if you have.
Ma'am, I cannot understand clearly.
Ma'am, I also.
Ma'am, I cannot hear you.
Now can you hear me?
Ma'am,
No,
not
ma'am.
properly.
Ma'am, not properly.
Wait. Now can you? Now can you?
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, you have network problem. Your sound is just coming with musical instrument. Then you listen when the tremors stopped. They saw the sea rising in the south and confusion. So when it is stopped, when the tremor stopped, then they can see the sea was rising. Two of his children caught hold of the hands of their mother's father and mother's brother. So you see Ignatius' son, no? When the tremor stopped, whatever they see, the sea was rising in the south and confusion. Two of his children caught hold of the hands of their mother's father, that means grandfather, and mother's brother, that means uncle, and rushed in the opposite direction. He never saw them again. His wife was also swept away. So you see, these all persons swept away in the tsunami, and his wife also swept away. Only the three other children who came with him were saved. Three children just go with Ignatius and they were saved. Ignatius and three children saved, but other family members all are swept in the tsunami. That means they are dead, or they may be alive somehow if they can able to just float on the water. Next you see Sanjeev was policeman serving in the Katsal Island of the
Ma'am, I do
Islands.
not
Here
hear.
this is the story of
Ma'am, I also.
Ma'am, I not
Ma'am, I also
understand
can't hear you.
clearly.
who can listen to me? Can you tell? Among you, who can listen me? Hmm? Thomas, can you listen me?
Properly.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, not
Ma'am, I
properly.
also.
Ma'am, ma'am, I not understand clearly.
You check your network.
My
All of
network
you
is
check your
full.
network properly. I yet completed a class, so it was on full network and it is yet also showing full. So see properly. Change your place, then you may able to listen.
Ma'am, all do not
Okay?
hear your sound.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ये
Someone of
सबका
you
हो रहा
listen
है.
or not?
No.
Huh?
No,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
ये सबका हो रहा है.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
I
all
can
of
hear
us.
you.
Yet can you hear
Ma'am, I
me?
can. Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay, so the children who do not hear my sound, they must check their network. If you are not in the proper network, you cannot take the class properly. I'm in the place where network is full. All of you check your network.
Ma'am, showing
I'm going
full.
to tell you the next story. Showing full, but it is, I think, up and down. Your network is. So you are facing problem. Because your sound is also coming not properly. So next you listen. Sanjeev was a policeman serving in Katsal Island of the Nicobar group of islands. So who was Sanjeev? He was a policeman. And where do he serve? He served in the Katsal Island of the Nicobar group of islands. He somehow managed to save himself. That means he was able to save himself. His wife and his daughter from the he was able to save his daughter and wife tsunami. But then he heard cries for help from the wife of John, the guest house cook. While he just able to save his wife and daughter, at the time he can hear the voice of guest house cook's wife. So Sanjeev jumped into the water to rescue her, but they were both swept away. And Sanjeev wanted to help John swim,
Ma'am, I cannot
but
understand
what
properly.
them were swept away.
Ma'am, I also go.
Then what to do? Will you go to the proper network, please?
Ma'am, now I cannot hear you.
You see?
Yes, all of us.
Yes, ma'am.
Your network is no network is there. You have.
Ma'am, I have showing full network.
No? Can you listen me? Can you listen me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just tell you the story of Sanjeev and Ignatius. Ignatius was the manager and Sanjeev was a policeman. No? Ignatius became able to save his life, but Sanjeev was not able to save his life. Okay? Next, 13-year-old Meghna was swept away along with her parents and 77 other people. Here you see 13-year-old Meghna and her family members and 77 other people. She spent 2 days floating in the sea. 2 days she float on the sea, holding on to a wooden door. She holds on a wooden door, and 11 times she saw the relief helicopter overhead. She was able to see relief helicopter 11 times flying overhead. But they did not see her, but they were not able to see Meghna. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in a daze. You see, in a very vacant condition, she was found walking on the seashore. She failed her brain. She failed her memory capacity due to the shock of the tsunami. Next one, Almas David was 10 years old. She was a student of Caramel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had a petrol pump. Her mother, Rahila's home was in Nalbari Island. The family had gone there to celebrate Christmas. Here, Almas Zabed, another character of this story. She was 10 years old. She was a student of Caramel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had a petrol pump. Her mother, Rahila's home was in Nonkauri Island. The family had gone there to celebrate Christmas. So, Alma's family went where? To Nonkauri Islands. Okay? Next one, when the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Alma's father saw the seawater recede. He understood that the water would come rushing back with great force. He woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safe place. So you see, when the tremor came in morning, the family was sleeping. And Alma's father saw the seawater rising. If the seawater rises, it creates tsunami. He understood that the water would come rushing back with great force. He woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safer place. Do you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Next one. As they ran, her grandfather was hit on the head by something and he fell down. No, Alma's grandfather just struck on the head and fell down. Her father rushed to help him. Then came the first giant wave that swept both of them away. And her grandfather just struck on the head when he fell down. Then Alma's father go to help him. At that moment, the first struck of the tsunami come and both of them were swept away. Alma's mother and aunt stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. Here you see Alma's mother and aunt stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree. Clinging means ulomi thoka. So they clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree, and you see they were hanging on the tree leaf, and at the same time the tree was uprooted by the tsunami, and they too were washed away and all are dead in the tsunami. Alma saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it, then she fainted. So Alma able to see a log, and she was floated on the log, and she was fainted. When she woke up, she was in a hospital in Kamorta. From there, she was brought to Port Blair. So she was rescued by somebody. No, when she woke up, she found herself where? In a hospital. The little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She is still traumatized. Traumatized means, see, a great shock make people just senseless or lessen the sense of a people. In this way, Elma also is just disturbed by the tsunami or struck by the tsunami. Okay, up to this we have learned different stories, like the story of Ignatius. Three children just saved their life from his family. He lost two children, his father-in-law, his brother-in-law, his wife. So next story, Sanjeev and the guest house cook's wife both were swept away. Two person we see here. Next story, in the Magnus family, we see 77 other people also swept away, and Magna and her parents were swept away. Magna able to save her life. Next on the story, we able to see that Elma swept away.
Ma'am.
To
Ma'am, I cannot
yes.
hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I cannot hear
I
properly.
cannot hear you properly.
Ma'am, I also.
Sometimes you hear me, sometimes you do not hear me. What is the issue? What is the problem going on? Please check your network. There may be some problem created. So I think you should go to the place where you able to get the proper network. Okay. In our place, sometimes this thing occur when the weather is bad. No, network disturbs. So it may happen. I shall tell you where you do not hear. I shall repeat you again. From where you are facing problem. Do you hear all stories? The story of Ignatius,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
story of Sanjeev, the story of
ma'am.
Yes,
Magna,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
the
Yes,
story
ma'am.
of Elma. All stories. Do you understand properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Where was where was Elma during the tremor? Where was Elma? Almas. She was in her
Nalbari
uncle's
Island.
house. Or hmm?
Nankori Island.
Where? Yes, Non-Kauri Island. Where is Non-Kauri Island? Andaman group or Nicobar
Nicobar
group?
Island.
Nicobar Island.
Nicobar.
Yes, Nicobar group. Okay. And where they able to see wait. Where is Port Blair? Where is Port Blair? Andaman Island or Nicobar Island?
Andaman.
Andaman
Yes.
Island.
Andaman Island.
Next one, you see, the little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She do not know what happened to her life. No, Elma forgot about the incident, what happened, what changed her life. And she is still traumatized. She is shocked. She was disturbed with the shock and she unable to speak anything with others. Next, you come to the comprehension check. I think all of you understand up to this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You read it home properly. Then just see you are able to understand or not. If you do not understand somehow, you can ask me.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Good. Next you see properly. Comprehension check. Whether the following are true or false. All of you mind properly, okay? Ignatius lost his wife, two children, his father-in-law and his brother-in-law in the tsunami. True
Yes.
or false?
True.
True. Yes.
True.
True. Ignatius lost his wife, two children, his father-in-law and his brother-in-law in the tsunami. Really? Yes or not?
Yes.
Three children
ma'am.
and Ignatius able to save his life.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Next
ma'am.
one, Sanjeev made it to safety after the tsunami. Sanjeev was safe after the tsunami? Yes or no? Tell me. Sanjeev able to save
No,
him
ma'am.
after the tsunami?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Went away
No,
with
ma'am.
the guest house cook's wife, isn't it? Meghna was saved by relief helicopter. Did Meghna
ma'am.
saved by relief
No,
helicopter?
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No.
No,
She saw the relief helicopter for how many times?
11 times.
11.
Yes, 11 times.
times.
And can they saw her?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No. Then who returned Meghna?
The waves.
Yes, the sea wave returned Meghna to the seashore. Next, Alma's father realized that a tsunami was going to hit the island. Yes or no? Alma's father realized means when he saw the sea, he able to understand that a tsunami is going to hit. Yes, or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Next one. Her mother and aunt were washed away with the tree that they were holding on to. Her mother means
ma'am.
Alma's mother.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You see what a dangerous scenario this is about creating by the tsunami, isn't it? So the people who lives in the islands, the people who lives in the seashore, they have to see this kind of life. No, we do not live nearby the sea. We have the experience of flood, isn't it? But they have the real experience of this kind of tsunamis. So I think all of you understand up to this properly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Then you do this comprehension check. This thing you do, okay? Say whether the
Okay,
following
ma'am.
are true or false.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Next part I'm just going to discuss with you. I'm going to discuss with you the next part, part 2. All of you see your book, take out on your book, part 2. Okay? Here we are going to learn the story of Tilly Smith. Tilly Smith, a British schoolgirl. So Tilly Smith was a British schoolgirl. So if I ask you, who was Tilly Smith?
A British school girl.
A British
Good.
school girl.
Girl.
Here in the story, we find 5 characters. No, at first we get 5 characters. Ignatius, or 4
Sanjeev.
characters. We have got 4 characters, isn't it? Ignatius, Sanjeev, Meghna, and Alma. Almas. Okay. Next, this is the 5th character. This is Tilly Smith. Okay. She was a British schoolgirl, was able to save many lives when the tsunami struck Phuket beach. in Thailand. Here you see Phuket beach in Thailand. This is the area Thailand. So where is Thailand? You see? Where is Thailand? Can you see Thailand here?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Here we cannot see this area.
ma'am.
Okay. So she became able to save different kind of people where in Thailand. Do she has won a number of awards. She has got different kind of awards, bravery awards. So her parents have not allowed their daughter to be interviewed on television and made into heroine. No? So television channel come while award is get. So to Tilly also different kind of news channel come to take her in interview. But her father do not allow to just interview her. And they do not want to make her heroine. Why do you think they took that decision? No, this kind of decision why taken by the Tilly Smith's parents. So you listen about the story of Tilly Smith. So what happened to Tilly Smith? Now here is a story from Thailand. The Smith family from England were celebrating Christmas at a beach resort in southern Thailand. So what were the Smith family doing? They were celebrating Christmas. Tilly Smith was a 10-year-old schoolgirl. So how old was Tilly Smith? 10 years.
10 year old.
Her sister was 7 years old. Their parents were Penny and Colin Smith. So who were the parents of Tilly Smith?
Penny and Colin
Annie
Smith.
and Colin Smith.
How many members are there in her family?
4.
Four members. So this is the new person whom you are going to meet, isn't it? Already you have met 4 characters. This is the 5th character whom you are going to meet. No? So Tilly is a British girl and she is 10 years old and she has 4 family members in her house. She has a little sister who is 7 years old and her father is Penny and Colin Smith. And they were from Southeast England, were celebrating Christmas at the beach resort in southern Thailand. Originally, they are of the habitat of what area? Southeast England. And they are celebrating the Christmas where? In the
Thailand.
southern Thailand. Okay? Clear up to this?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
It was 26 December 2004. You see, this was 26 December 2004. And the first one was what? First one was occurred on what date? Okay. It is 26 December 2004. Deadly tsunami waves were alerted on their way. And deadly tsunami was alerting on their way. That means the tsunami is just want to come. They had been triggered by a massive earthquake of northern Sumatra earlier that morning. And that morning they have got an earthquake. And always the tsunami is the creation of earthquake, isn't it? So which occur on the sea floor or oceanic floor. All of you know about it? If earthquake occur on the sea floor, it disturbs the oceanic water body, which rise up. And while it rise up, it comes out of their own place and it disturbs the coastal areas. The water was swelling and kept coming in. And on that morning, the water was swelling. Swelling means, you know, it was increasing. Water body became up. Penny Smith remembered the beach was getting smaller and smaller. I didn't know what was happening. No, Penny Smith see a thing that beach is getting smaller. You understand why the beach is getting smaller? Do you understand this? That means the water body is increasing. While the water body is increasing, the place of the beach is decreasing. Understand? See,
Yes,
pani
ma'am.
paraloi
Yes, ma'am.
lahe lahe bari ahi ase. And Penny thought that what was happening? Why the beach area getting less? Then you see the next page. But Tilly Smith sensed that something was wrong. Tilly understand that something wrong is going on. Her mind kept going back to a geography lesson she had taken in England just 2 weeks before she flew out to Thailand with her family. You see, she remembered a geography lesson, whatever she took in England. Do you able to understand up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need to translate in other language?
No, ma'am.
Oh,
Oh,
ma'am.
ma'am.
That means on reading the geography lesson, she able to understand the triggered signs of tsunami. That means how tsunami occur. What are the symptoms of a coming tsunami? That means she was able to understand on looking the behavior of the sea that a tsunami is coming. Tilly saw the sea slowly rise. The first sign, whatever Tilly saw was what? The rising sea and start to foam. Foam, you know,
No, ma'am.
while we add surf on water, some foaming material comes out. Do you know about it? Fan uthi ahe je,
Yes,
fan
ma'am.
uthi ahe.
Yes, ma'am.
Janane? Okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Then bubble and form whirlpool. And bubble creates, bubble you know, big bubbles
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
create on the water, and on the water whirlpool is made. That means four things she just understand, four things she see. First one is the sea became slowly rise. সাগৰৰ পানীটো বাঢ়ি আহে, ওপৰৰ ফালে উঠি আহে. Then start to foam. Their foam makes fan উঠাৰ দৰে বস্তু উঠি আহে. Then bubble creates, big bubble creates, and whirlpool. Whirlpool, you know, in the circular condition, clockwise direction or anti-clockwise directions, water start to move in a circular condition. Do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That is the whirlpool. So four signs she able to see. First one, she slowly rise. Next one, starting to foam, creating bubble and form whirlpool. She remembered that she had seen this in class in a video of a tsunami that had hit the island in 1946. In the classroom, she able to see these kind of signs before occurring the tsunami. The signs she able to see inside her class with the help of her geography teacher. So it was occurred where in the Hawaiian island in 1946. Her geography teacher had shown her class the video and told them that tsunami can be caused by earthquakes, volcanoes and landslides. Three things can create a tsunami. First one is the earthquake. Next one is the volcanic eruption. Third one is the landslide.
Landslide.
Okay. These three can create tsunami. So you must understand that if you are by the beach of the sea and the sea is rising, then your sixth sense must tell you that tsunami is coming. If you see sea is foaming, you must understand that tsunami is coming. If you see the bubble is creating on the water body, then you may understand that tsunami is coming, isn't it? If you see these whirlpools are making by the water body, that you may understand that tsunami is coming, isn't it? Next one, if you felt earthquake, if you able to understand that volcanic eruption occur on the oceanic bottom, if you see landslide created nearby the sea area, then you may able to understand that tsunami is going to come. Tilly started to scream at her family to get off the beach. She talked out about an earthquake under the sea. She got more and more hysterical. Hysterical means she became very much excited that these all people will be flown away just a little moment after, because the tsunami is coming. No, on looking the behavior of the sea, she was able to understand that tsunami is coming. So she became hysterical. Said her mother, Penny, I didn't know what a tsunami was, but seeing my daughter so frightened, I thought something serious must be going on. So Penny, her mother said that something wrong is surely going on, because my daughter is reacting too much, that something is going to be happen. Tilly's parents took her and her sister away from the beach to the swimming pool at the hotel. A number of other tourists also left the beach with them. The other people also come with them and they leave the beach. Then it was as if the entire sea was come out after them. And while they were in the hotel, at that moment, whole sea just come out to the bank. I was screaming, run. No, at that moment, they have to do one thing only. What is this? Run. The family took refuge in the third floor of the hotel. The building which stood the surge of 3 tsunami waves. If they had stayed on the beach, they would not have been alive. No, if they all were in the beach, if Tilly do not show her reaction, if Tilly do not understand the behavior of the sea, they all will be swept in the tsunami. Okay, up to this, all of you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
The Smiths later met other tourists who had lost entire families. Thanks to that, you see, the Smith family when met others, then who do not leave the beach, they were dead. Thanks to Tilly and her geography lesson, they had been forewarned. Here you see, Tilly and geography lesson is the blessing for Tilly. No, Tilly able to save many people from this dangerous tsunami. And this is why, because she learned this on the geography lesson, isn't it? So after this, today you have also learned the behavior of the sea, which is going to create the tsunami, isn't it? Then you also able to save someone if you are on the seashore, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, surely. So from the lesson, we must learn, and we must use this too. We must try to use this in our practical life. They had been forewarned. Tilly went back to her school in England and told her classmates her terrifying tale. No, when she returned to her own place, she said this all to her classmates. That means what was going on Thailand. No, how she in the Phuket beach, how she able to save different kind of people, how many people became safe from the deadly tsunami. Okay, understand up to this?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
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 Yes,
Good,
ma'am.
very good. Why did Tilly's family come to Thailand?
Celebrating Christmas.
On celebrating Christmas.
Thailand
Who celebrating Christmas?
to celebrate
Christmas.
Christmas.
Christmas. What were the warning signs that both Tilly and her mother saw? Warning signs. Yet I say you.
Foaming.
The sea was rising. Then
Forming like bubbles.
Foaming.
For me.
yes, and creating whirlpool. Okay. Do you think Tilly's mother was alarmed by them? Do you think it that Tilly's mother was warned by this? No, she do not understand about the warning signs of tsunami, isn't it? She
Yes, ma'am.
only see the face of her daughter who was in her trickle. Where had Tilly seen the sea behaving in the same strange fashion? Where did she see this all? Same kind of things seen by Tilly before also. So where do she see? She saw this
The video.
in her class, no, on a video shown by her geography teacher, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next
Yes,
one,
ma'am.
where did the Smith family and others on the beach go to escape from the tsunami? Where did they go?
They go to the hotel.
Yes, to the third floor of the hotel.
Hotel.
Already the hotel had just seen 3 waves of tsunami. Okay, 3 times it was saved by the tsunami. How do you think her geography teacher felt when he heard about what Tilly had done in Phuket? How would he feel?
She feels proud.
Yes, he will feel very much proud on looking the work of his children, isn't it? So you see, a class is very important. A class can give you the practical knowledge of different kind of thing. So we should not take a class to answer some questions only. We should use this in our practical life also, isn't it?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
like
ma'am.
this. Now all of you do this comprehension also, but after reading up to this part 2, you have to read nearby 5 times and try to understand it. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, children. Then
Okay,
your
ma'am.
today's homework is to write down the comprehension sake of part 1 and part 2. Okay? But
ma'am.
all of
Okay,
you
ma'am.
must read the lesson again and again. Try to understand the keywords which the meaning is given aside of your page and do the entire homeworks. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Good. On the last class, do you able to understand about the how did the camel got his hump properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you learn
Yes,
the
ma'am.
question answers? Do you learn the question answers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your exam is coming. All of you know. All of you are alerted. So
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
to learn your lessons properly. Geography first lesson is needed, which I already completed. And from your history and political section, your question is needed. And from your English, I think most probably 3 to 4 lessons will be needed. I shall complete it. Okay. All of
Okay.
you learn by heart. Everything you clear, update your things, and all of you study very hard. Don't lose any time. Okay. Then
Okay, ma'am.
here I'm completing my class. I'm stopping my class. Okay. My best friend,
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
take care
Bye,
of
ma'am.
yourself.
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.